Should Andretti-Cadillac be allowed to enter Formula 1? 92% of you guys that voted say yes, 8% say no. So the majority of people, and what I've seen from F1 fans, is that Andretti-Cadillac is seen as is wanted by the fans. There is opposition, however, which I'll get into, and also issues as well. But the majority of people do want Andretti-Cadillac to enter F1. Unlike the previous disguises of Caterham, which was Lotus as well, the failed Manor team, and also HRT, who were all woefully slow and failed to do anything in their years. Finally, all of them no longer on the grid. F1 is obviously looking for expansion, potentially, but is Andretti-Cadillac the right fit? Well, it does bring a big name to F1. Andretti is an established motorsports competitor, having competed in various things like IndyCar, Extreme E, Formula E, etc., etc. The list goes on. Cadillac are less known for motorsport, and I'll come back to Cadillac shortly. But there are other issues. Andretti want to enter in 2025, which is 2 years away. 2025 to have a full team up and running might not be possible unless they do a Haas type of scenario and buy some parts. But considering the fact that Andretti want this to be an American-made car, that's the purpose of the partnership, is to increase both the American market of F1 and also both of their brands by entering the global motorsport that is Formula 1. Now, America already has its own F1 team, Haas. Haas, of course, however, buy a lot of their stuff from Ferrari, and their main base of operations is in the UK, along with majority of the grid. No team is based outside of Europe, which obviously could provide problems. They have said they want a European satellite base. I don't think this is going to be such a big problem as some people have said it will be, as long as they can be competitive. That is the big fear, that Andretti-Cadillac won't be competitive enough compared to how close the grid, how close the midfield has become at times during 2022. Obviously 2026 will have a revised version of the current rules as well, set to be announced for the full announcement at a later date, and obviously the big enticement are new engines. But of course there are competitions for other teams, including the likes of Porsche and Ford, although both of those are rumoured to be partnering with Williams and Red Bull respectively as well. And the latter, Red Bull, have confirmed that their engine, whatever name it's under, by 2026 will be built at their base in Milton Keynes as well. But yes, Cadillac is also been seen as a bit of an issue because Andretti have already done a deal to be powered by Renault, so many people are seeing Cadillac as not really an engine manufacturer. Now, there's lots of questions of how committed Cadillac will be to F1 and committed to the partnership that will be led by Andretti. This is an issue because Cadillac, if they want to really make a name for themselves, they would create themselves an engine. But Renault, who are the one of two teams that are on Andretti's side, the other being McLaren, all the other 8 are opposed to Andretti-Cadillac entering Formula 1. If Cadillac can't provide the engine, then that provides a slight problem for the team, because you lose it straight away. They become from adding that extra spark of having an American big name, having an engine manufactured for F1 as well in the form of General Motors. But 8 out of the 10 teams, as I said, don't want Andretti-Cadillac in F1, even though they're prepared to pay their outrageous $200 million entry fee as well. But they claim it won't add value, which has obviously led to a lot of memes being created by F1 fans, considering the fact of the shameful sponsors we've had in Formula One racing, including all the cryptocurrency sponsors, as well as Rocket, who own lots of money everywhere, and also Rich Energy, and yet Andretti-Cadillac isn't apparent. That is adding value, and Andretti-Cadillac isn't. Now, whether or not the teams are getting, as what Michael Andretti is called, a bit greedy with their profits, it's yet to be seen. But they're getting 200 million a share, £200 million anyway, to help offset this. These were the rules that was agreed by the teams to allow. But there's also another issue. I'll bring you to Mohammed Ben Sulayem. He is openly supported Cadillac and Andretti. As a quote from him, the FIA has accepted the entries of smaller successful organisations in recent years. We encourage the perspectives of F1 on global manufacturers like GM and the thoroughbred rakes like Andretti and others. Interest in team and growth markets have diversity and broadens F1 appeal. This was Ben Sulayem's response to the internal no from F1. Now, obviously, this is spiralling out of control because F1 and FIA are at war with each other. This is from yesterday, from Mohammed Ben Sulayem's tweet about F1 being allegedly sale and a price tag of $20 billion. Now, F1 has written a letter to the FIA saying that the FIA could be liable should Liberty's value go down. Obviously, we want the commercial aspect to be able to provide, make sure of the best interest of the sport, which isn't always the case when money. But considering the fact that Liberty Media if they're already selling, then really for them, I don't think they can be considered as a success. Yes, they've increased Formula One's viewership, basically, partly because of the very controversial 2021 season and also the rise of Drive to Survive. But I feel like any modern team or company who had owned F1 would have been able to do that. It was only the reptilian ways of Bernie Ecclestone that prevented Drive to Survive and other stuff like that being implemented earlier. But yes, but let me know what you think to Andretti-Cadillac in the comments below. Should they be allowed to enter F1? My personal view is yes. It's 2 more spaces on the grid. There aren't enough spaces to fill the scores of promising young talent, especially the fact that old people such as Fernando Alonso carry on in the sport. The amount of new drivers, yes, we're having a couple more this season, but it seems that every other year we have this season where there's no new drivers on the grid, which shouldn't really be happening. There should be that continuing. Somebody leaves, somebody new comes in for Formula 2. Otherwise, whoever wins, you could say that there's no point winning this year's Formula 2 championship because you're not going to get into F1. The person who won F2 last year isn't in Formula 1 right now. So that's another dilemma that F1 has, apart of the many dilemmas F1 has at the moment, including there's also something going on in Germany because as part of a deal, Sky Germany there, who have the rights to F1, but they have to show 4 Grand Prix a year on terrestrial television. The terrestrial television partner RTL have stepped away. Now this is a long-going issue, that because F1 has been largely inaccessible and has been behind a paywall in increasing amount of countries around the world. So yes, there's a lot of issues facing F1, but yeah, let me know. As I said, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are new around here, then please do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. Till the next video, then I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and goodbye.